Welcome back, guys. Stas23 here. Um, Today's knife therapy, I decided I would take down the Polestar. It seems to be running rather dry, so let's see if I can free it up the action. I figure I'd take y'all along with me. First time I've ever done anything like this, so y'all bear with me. The pivot is going to be a T8. Let's see. Super. Definitely not used to doing this behind the camera, so y'all bear with me. If there's something y'all like to see more on the channel, y'all just let me know. The body screws are both T7, and as you can tell right off the back, there's no red Loctite on this like on some of their American produced or other knives, which I like seeing that. And disclaimer, this will void your warranty, so do it at your own risk. I can't tell you to do it or not, but it doesn't bother me, especially on this budget knife. Let's see how hard it is to get these scales off. Well, looks like some nice tight fit. Let's see if I can pop this off. Oh, there it goes. Okay, now stop pin trying to jump out, run away from me. Alrighty, as you can see, they got some nice phosphor bronze washers. I like that on both sides. See, not super dirty, but it's nice, brand new. As you see, it does have some gunk on there. And it looks like, let's see, yeah, it looks like that is just like on the PM2. It's got that pivot collar, which is really, really nice to see. I like that. So I guess I'm going to have to take off the backside if I want to clean that up. It's got a lanyard tube right there. Nice milling if you see that in the inside. So it's definitely a nice touch, and they heavy milling on that side, kind of bringing that weight down for us. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I can get this back one off, see if it's going to give me any problems. If it does, we'll just leave it be. Yeah, it's not one to come off, so we'll just clean it up as best we can and go about it from there. Okay, I like to wipe mine down with some alcohol prep pads. This is just isopropyl alcohol. Give it a good wipe, get all the grease off of it. Let's set this washer over here. Yeah, I like to wipe it down really well. Yeah, it's really cool seeing that barrel spacer in there. I was wondering, I mean, whenever I picked up the knife, I fondled a few of them, and they were all pretty smooth, straight out the box. So now seeing why, that was really nice on the paramilitary. Let's see. You can see it's starting to wear a track. Let's see if it. Sometimes you can tell whether the washers are wearing evenly or not by the polished surfaces from where the washers are riding against the blade. All right, let's get this cleaned up. It shouldn't be much cleaning to do. Like I said, it's a rather new knife. But let's give it a wipe down. I like to dry it off. Get all the existing. You want to get all the existing lube off, because I noticed sometimes when you mix, whatever your lube of preference, your lube of choice is, when you mix them together with whatever was on the blade before, I noticed that can, cause you not to get the best results out of your lube. I could be wrong, but something I've noticed, and so I'll make sure I clean it off really well. Yeah, that's up to you what you want to do or not. But let's get a full cleaning. Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely tricky behind the camera. But like I said, if it's something that y'all would like to see, or if y'all like to see any certain knives taken apart, y'all let me know. I use a little cotton Q-tip just to get inside that pivot, see if there's any nastiness. Sometimes you'll have some shavings from, some metal shavings from the manufacturing process. That's why I like to tear down the knife, after I've had, say, 500 openings and closings on it. This was the, buddy said this was the floor model, so it's been open and closed, I would say, a good bit for the short amount of time they had there, had it at the store. All right, so everything, let me wipe down this real quick. Let's get this wiped down. It's just my stop pin. Everything's good. Wipe off my washers. I need to get another. These pads are great. I love these. You know, I either use this or I put my alcohol in a spray bottle. It just works really well. If I have a knife that's got some really thick gunked on grease, I will sometimes use acetone, but I hate the smell of acetone. Don't really like the smell of alcohol either. But yeah, gets the job done. Get those nice and cleaned. Let's see. Oop. Let's see. Alrighty. Guess I could do a quick little polish on the washers. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Oh well. I was gonna do a quick little polish on the washers, but let's just try to go with lube, and we'll see how it works there. And I always like to polish the washers because you are, decreasing the life a little bit of those washers. So if it doesn't need it, don't do it. Let's check. I don't even think. Let's see. I don't even think they have any Loctite at all. Let me look at it off camera. No, I don't really see any. It doesn't. Let's check these. Trying to. Let me look at it off camera again. No, I don't really see any Loctite. That's kind of strange, especially with their red Loctite they like to put on there to keep us guys who like to maintenance their knives away from doing so. We'll put the stop pin back in. Let's see. I'm gonna try it. If I not on frame here, guys, y'all please forgive me. Like I said, it's the first time I've done this over the camera, behind the camera. I like to use Nano Lube 10 weight. I mean, there's tons of great lubes out there. This is just the one I happen to be using. Put just a little bit. Doesn't take much. I've noticed that putting too much of this can actually hinder the action sometimes. Not all the time, but just sometimes. Let's see. Let's get a little bit here and here. And I like to put some in the track hole. A little bit there. Probably put a little too much. I like to put some here, especially it's riding on that what is it, that pivot collar or whatever. So I like to get that nice and lubed up. Let's find the top, because this stuff will keep on coming out because it's pressurized. Alrighty, now let's try to get it back together. Alright, let's go ahead and drop the blade in. Bada boom, bada bing. It's in there. Let's go ahead and let me see what side this washer. Alright, let's throw our washer here. Try to make sure that the washer's on the right side, because it has a pushed out raised portion on one side from where they stamp the washers. So I like to keep the rough edge away from the blade, so I can make sure I have the smoothest contact points. Let's see, let's drop this back in there. This might be one of the quickest knives I've ever done. And behind the camera, let's see. Let's disengage the lock bar. Make sure everything's falling into place. Let's see, looking good so far. Pull the blade back. Drop our scale on the top. Let's see. Since they didn't have any Loctite, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it without Loctite. I'm sure I'll probably tear this down another time without the camera. And I usually go backwards, make sure I don't cross thread. That's something that I was showing somebody the other day, that he was telling me that he thinks he might have cross threaded one of his screws. Let's see, is it both? Yeah, both same size. And told him, something I learned when I used to do electrical work, that whenever you're magnetized, that can be a bummer. Whenever you're going to screw it, if you can hear this, I don't know, I turn it the opposite way, and let's see. You heard that little click? That means it's sitting where it needs to be sitting, and you can go ahead and tighten it down. You won't strip your screws like that. You should definitely better hear it. if you don't have tons of Loctite. If you do have tons of Loctite, you might want to try to get it off your screws before you do this. But watch, I'll try to let you hear it again. Sorry, like I said, I'm trying to do this behind the camera. Oh, definitely a fail here, huh? Okay, one more try. Okay, let's see if I can get y'all to hear that click. Heard that click just now? That means it's sitting where it's supposed to be sitting. I don't fully tighten down any of these screws yet. I do a few things to make sure I got the best action I can possibly get. For me, I like to kind of tighten up the pivot pretty tight, close the knife, and then pull it to whatever side. I pull it to the lock side. That's usually the side that you'd want it to be pulled from. Pull the blade down. See what I'm doing? It's hard to show. Pulling it back this way, and then tighten your screws down. You got that one. All right, that one's tight. I'm going to show you what it does. Basically, shifting the scales. And see it's going to pull the blade all the way that way. So whenever you loosen it, you got room to work and make the knife as smooth as it could possibly be. Sometimes this trick doesn't really work. See how it looks? Okay, now let's see. Let me check it off camera. A little bit too much there. All right, looks like it's centered. Good enough. Let's see. Yep, looks like I went a little too tight. Oh, let me try this again. Sometimes, like I said, that doesn't work. Sometimes you just got to go back. Might not even need that, being that it has that collar. Let's see. Woo! Super smooth now. Yep, looks like it's all it really needed is some lube. It didn't have a whole lot. It was running fairly dry. And, oh, that action's nice now. Let's see with the centering. Let's see. It always looks crazy whenever I look through the camera. It's a little bit off. Let's tighten it up just a hair. Most of the time, all it needs is a minute adjustment. I mean, maybe 1/8 of a turn. Let's see. Check for blade play. Release it. No blade play. Smooth. Oh, I might have tightened up a little too much. Let's back off just a hair. It's definitely finicky. It's a back and forth game I play. You know, if I want it super smooth, but I definitely I don't like blade play. So that seems like that's the winner right there, guys. I mean, the action's smooth. It's centered. Let's make sure to drop it off the detent. And I got the pressure off the lock bar. I got no play left to right. Looking good, looking good. All right, guys. That's something that you would like to see more on the channel, please let me know. I do this anyway, so I can just turn the camera on anytime. You know, if there's any comments, feedback, something I was doing wrong, or anything you'd like to talk about, please leave it in the comments below. And I will see you guys later. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you.